Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Cheryl Oliver. I serve Washington State University in two capacities. My role in the Carson College of Business is as Associate Dean for Professional Programs. And my role here today is as your president of the, chair, of the President's Commission on the Status of Women. The President's Commission on the Status of Women is a commission that works with the Office of the President. Unfortunately, President Schultz was called away to civic duty today and is not available to be here to offer his welcome, but he extends his best regards. And since he's not here, I have agreed to give our welcome and address. So forgive me for reading, which is not typically my style, but I do want to make sure not to miss important parts of this. Today, it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome you all to the 2025 WSU Women of Distinction Awards. This event is a celebration of the remarkable achievements and contributions of women within our Washington State University community. This afternoon, we gather to recognize and honor those who have made significant impacts in their fields, inspired others, and exemplified the values of our community, which include excellence and leadership and service to one another. These awards hold a special place in our hearts because they highlight the incredible talent, dedication, and resilience of women and allies who are shaping the future of our institution and beyond. These awards are not just about acknowledging individual accomplishments, although these individual accomplishments are very impressive. They are about celebrating the collective progress we have made towards gender equity and inclusion here at Washington State across our system. I am personally immensely proud of the President's Commission on the Status of Women. This is a group of people who, on top of their day jobs, come together to represent us across the system at the level of students, graduate students, staff, faculty, and administrators. And in their spare time, think about the challenges facing women and equity, which then includes families and all of us here at Washington State University. And the work that they do is vital. Their efforts in advocating for gender equity, supporting professional development, and fostering an inclusive environment are truly commendable. The Commission's partnership with the Office of the President has been instrumental in driving positive change and ensuring that WSU remains a place where everyone can thrive. Celebrating the women of impact, or the impact, of women of distinction is just one way the Commission has positively affected the climate at Washington State University and also is influential in our culture. To the awardees, your work inspires us all. You have demonstrated exceptional leadership, creativity, and perseverance. Your contributions have not only advanced your respective fields, but have also paved the way for future generations to follow in your footsteps. You truly are pioneers. We are grateful for your dedication and proud to have you as part of the WSU family. As we celebrate, I wish to reaffirm an institutional commitment to supporting and empowering our students, faculty, and staff in all aspects of university life. Together, we can continue to build a more inclusive and equitable community with opportunities for success. Thank you and congratulations to all of our distinguished honorees. At this time, I'd like to welcome Erica Crespi, the past chair of the PCSW and someone who supported me tremendously over the last year. She's also serving as the co-chair of the Women of Distinction ceremony with her co-chair, Aisha Ahmed, to come present the awards. For those of you who are receiving an award, your nominator will come forward, say a few words. You'll be invited of yourselves. We'll present you the award and we'll make sure to take some pictures. And then we'd like you to stay so that at the end, we can have a group photo as well. So with that, Erica and Aisha.
Thanks, Cheryl. It is my honor and privilege to be here today to honor such an amazing group of people who, in their own way, has created a path that can be a beacon of light for so many people who can follow in their footsteps and experience the ways their leadership can increase and enhance their lives. as Michelle Obama said in her book, Becoming, there is power in allowing yourself to be known and heard, in owning your unique story, in using your authentic voice. And I think after years of doing these ceremonies, hearing from these nominators and all of the supporters of people who otherwise might not get the spotlight on them, it is an amazing experience to hear all of the amazing things people do here at WSU. And especially today, how fortunate and grateful am I to be able to celebrate diversity. You elevate women, you elevate all people. And especially as the U.S. Department of Education, as it stands, also has brought in, thanks to our Supreme Court in 2021, the protection against discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity. And that is who we also celebrate, and we stand in solidarity with those people as well. So without further ado, I'm going to announce the first woman of distinction for the alumni category who cannot be here today. So on behalf of her nominator, Fernanda Mascot, Executive Director of Nuestras Raíces, in Spokane, I would like to announce the winner of the alumni category, Kelly Nguyen. And we should have let's go to Kelly's slide. No, go back. Yeah, so Kelly is a new alumna. She graduated in 2022 from the College of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. However, her achievements are tremendous and expand into the kinds of things that you can do with a pharmaceutical sciences degree that goes well into the community. There are some of her 15 awards. There's a few of these listed here during her career at WSU. She is now a clinical investigator, pharmaceutical clinician scientist who works with the University of Hawaii on cancer research. And while she was in Spokane, she was able to reach out during her studies to the Hispanic Business Professional Association, the Planned Parenthood, Project Beauty Share, all of these organizations to start new programs to bring better women's health, as well as health for barriers among Latinx, BIPOC, and LGBTQ communities. Through her work, she has consistently demonstrated that she is an accomplished collaborator, leader, organizer, advocate, and scholar, wrote one of her Fernanda wrote. Through her tireless efforts, she has an enormous positive and meaningful impact in multiple areas with our WSU Health Sciences students and greater Spokane community. She is a leader who thinks innovatively and takes intentional initiative and action. Her dedication in utilizing her pharmacy career as a platform to advocate for human rights, racial justice, health equity, and social change are a true representation of the mission and vision of WSU Health Sciences. So if you could lead a round of applause in honor of Kelly Ann, who can't be here today. Okay. Before I go to the next winner, I do want to go back a slide and thank the Women of Distinction Committee from the President's Commission of the Status of Women. This was a huge team effort, and Aisha and I just wanted to make sure we acknowledge our colleagues who with this event. In the next slide, I also wanted to especially acknowledge all of the nominees. It was so inspirational to read these packets of across campuses. We have not only awardees from the Olympic Peninsula to Spokane to Vancouver to Pullman, but we also have a wide range of nominees whose service and acknowledgements were acknowledged by their peers and their colleagues. So I just wanted to lead a round of applause for all of the nominees. In fact, I think there's some in the audience as okay. And we can move forward to the next woman of distinction, which is one of our colleagues from WSU Vancouver. We're going to go to Zoom. And I'd like to introduce Sherry Bennett, who is Chief of Staff to the Chancellor at the WSU Vancouver campus. And hopefully she is there. And she's going to announce the Woman of Distinction in the Administrator category.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone in Zoom land. I'm very excited to be able to chat and share a lot about Christine Portfors today. One of the things that I really appreciate about Christine is that she likes my dad jokes, which today I'll refer to as mom jokes. And since Christine is a scientist, I'll begin with, why can't you trust an atom? Because they make up everything. So if Christine were here, she's chuckling. I know a lot of accomplished women in my life. It's truly a privilege. And today I wanted to share a little bit about why I believe that Christine is not only an accomplished woman, but she's also a woman of distinction. So today I'll highlight just a few of Christine's accomplishments because they deserve to be shared and recognized, but that's not why I nominated Christine. And I'll share a little bit more about that in just a minute. But first off, Christine started at WSU Vancouver as an assistant professor in the School of Biological Sciences over 23 years ago. In 2025, she is the Vice Chancellor for Research and Graduate Education. She has an unwavering commitment to a strong system approach to enhancing the research mission. She has helped grow the research portfolio of the campus. She's implemented many programs to support faculty research, including an external mentoring program. She uses her strong communication skills to foster innovative partnerships, such as bringing the U.S. Forest Service wood identification program to WSU Vancouver. And Christine played and had a substantial leadership role in the design of the newly opened Life Sciences building on the Vancouver campus. And that included teaching labs, research labs, office spaces, classrooms, gender inclusive bathrooms, furniture, and art. And equity is incorporated throughout the building. And her commitment to equity extends to faculty and graduate students. She is fiercely dedicated to mentoring and training the next generation of women scientists. But I mentioned early on that I wanted to talk to you about why I nominated Christine. And I'm pushing my notes aside because I really want to speak to the heart about this. It's an often overused quote, but when I think of Christine, I often think of this Maya Angelou quote of, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And to me, that summarizes Dr. Christine Portfors. She is just a force of nature in terms of her ability to build relationships and connect with people. I'm pretty certain she knows every faculty member by name on this campus. She knows every graduate student by name. She knows almost all of the staff members by name and has built such a strong rapport with them. I think she could probably tell you the names of all of their children, all of their pets. It's really just who she is as an individual and as a leader. And again, it's truly why I think she has been so successful is because she continues to create and maintain those relationships across the campus and in the community. So please join me in celebrating Dr. Christine Portfors and all of the other women today. It's truly an honor to be a part of this celebration.
Is Christine on Zoom by any chance? Okay, so Christine is driving her daughter down to her new home in California, so she could not be here today, but yeah, I have to acknowledge that Christine has touched myself, not touched myself, but she's touched my life in all the ways that were just described by Sherry as someone in the School of Biological Sciences. So congratulations, Christine. Okay, so For the next award for a woman of distinction in the faculty tenure track category, it is my privilege to introduce to you the nominator who will announce the winner of this award, Laura Levine, who herself is also an amazing woman of distinction.
Hi, it's so wonderful to be here. I see some of Masha's nominators in the audience. So this was a group effort, and had we had a little more time and had we had a little more thought, we would have had even more nominators than we did. So I want to say that this nomination came from WSU statewide, across disciplines, across departments. Dr. Masha Gartstein is truly remarkable and deserving of this award. She leads with her values. She's a true scholar. She spent her career at WSU building a very successful program in baby temperament. And if you haven't seen her show on Netflix, I highly recommend that you watch the episode where she is highlighted. She's an inspirational role model. She was the director of the clinical psychology graduate program, where she had the honor of leading the accreditation program, which as her friend, I heard it was quite a lot of work. In addition to that, she was the director of, the inaugural director of Advance at WSU. And she really turned that program into a place for not only women in STEM, but also faculty from all groups and minoritized group categories at WSU to experience grant opportunities and professional development, career development for their success at Washington State University. Masha is federally funded, award-winning, recently inducted into her Psychology Association Fellows program last year, inducted into the Washington State Academy of Sciences last year, and is your WSU Eminent Faculty Award winner this year, and she'll be honored on Friday. So these are just a few of Masha's scholarly contributions. She's also an outstanding teacher and mentor, and her contributions to equity and to folks in minoritized groups extends to her leadership as the PI of a multi-institutional 13 institution NSF advanced grant called Values-Based Leadership Trajectories for Women in STEM. So this grant we got in 2019, it was the second submission. Masha led that. And let me tell you that wrangling a group of women and faculty across the university and across multiple institutions, Oregon State, Montana State, the University of Montana, Western Washington University, and several, Washington State University, and several community colleges in our region was no small feat. Not only did she do it once, she did it again. And then she got us all to actually do the work, which is truly remarkable. That's a big group of folks. And the work that has come from that, it's not just the work, that work is focused on the success and promotion of an advancement of women in STEM at the associate rank, which, as we know, is a particularly challenging time for all faculty, but particularly at all of the partner institutions for women in STEM. And we also had the unique opportunity to think about what that looks like at the community college level. And so through a series of activities and objectives, Masha has created, with our help, an external mentoring guide from the External Mentors program that started at WSU and that she was a champion for when she was director of Advance. A series of network improvement communities that worked not only to look at faculty workload policies, but also to develop and create a new leadership training program targeted for women in STEM with colleagues from the Center for Transformational Leadership and Learning, as well as across our partner institutions. This, through Masha's leadership, these products and outcomes are now impacting women across our region, but also across the US, because we disseminate this information every year to the nationwide Advance Network. And now that work, thank goodness, we were at the 5th year of our no-cost extension, we were actually able to complete our work, and we have these products that are available to all. And as I mentioned, these are just a few of Masha's contributions. She's an excellent colleague, a true scholar, very relentless in her pursuit of access to education for everyone. And we're so lucky that she's chosen to spend the majority of her career with us here at WSU. Thank you so much, Masha.
Wow, I thought I knew what I was going to say, but now I'm a little lost for words. Thank you so much for those kind words and all the nice things you said about me, Laura. And thank you for being my friend and for all of your guidance and professional and life things that you've given me over the years. I'm also, of course, really grateful to my other nominators and to the committee for selecting me for this tremendous offer. It's actually quite surreal to be recognized in this way along all of these other amazing women. And I'm also incredibly grateful to WSU for the opportunities that I've had here, you know, for the support to build my program of research and to have impact in my discipline. For being able to work with fantastic students, mentoring them, and just incredible faculty in terms of their career development. I'm so grateful for that. And of course, I'm also incredibly grateful for the leadership opportunities I've had here, most recently for being the chair of the psychology department, and also for the opportunity to lead advance at WSU. That position was really life-changing for me in so many ways. It helped me realize that I had some capacity for vision and for pushing things forward that should probably not be wasted. And, you know, if I've made some small contribution to the WSU community as a whole and moved the needle just a bit in a positive direction, that's all really a person can ask for. And this honor, this recognition today is just icing on the cake. Thank you all so much.
Telling you, there is not going to be a dry in the house by the end of this ceremony. I will now like to introduce Melanie Greer, who will introduce the winner of the Women of Distinction in the Faculty Career Track category. And they came all the way from, is it Clallam County Extension Office out in the Olympic Peninsula. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Hi, we nominated Clea on behalf of the entire Clallam County Extension Office. Because Clea has dedicated her entire professional career to public service. As County Director for Clallam County Extension since 2012, she's overseen tremendous growth and development. Under her leadership, the office has expanded from 1 full-time position and 3 part-time positions to now include 5 full-time positions and 7 part-time positions. The substantial growth has occurred despite WSU Extension experiencing a loss of over 60% in funding during the same time frame. Clea's ability to secure funding for these positions has been driven by her innovative leadership, successful partnership with community organizations, and through utilizing a mix of grants and increased county expenditures. Clea is a steadfast advocate for her staff, who are primarily women, and has consistently encouraged all of us to explore our interests, pursue continuous learning, push the boundaries of our roles within the institution. She also prioritizes self-care for each member of the team. Her patience, empathy, and dedication to staff well-being are evident to all who know her. She has even helped one staff member navigate the challenges of adjusting to a new normal life after a life-threatening medical diagnosis, always making space for necessary accommodations as they arise. Clea is deeply committed to supporting the growth and development of all the staff she oversees. Her approach includes strong mentorship, aligning professional development opportunities with personal and organizational goals, and pursuing funding to support effective program growth, with the spirit of collaboration. Through her time at WSU, Clea has been instrumental in building impactful programs in small farm outreach and research, integrated pest management, youth and family development, drought and natural resource management, food accessibility, and sustainable land stewardship, all while centering the staff who were doing the work. As leader, Clea has demonstrated exceptional social change by fostering strong partnerships with local farms, food banks, and schools, strengthening the food system across the region. Her unwavering commitment to equitable access to healthy food and supporting a circular food economy has led to the creation of a state-of-the-art food processing kitchen and food access hub in Clallam County. Located at the Port Angeles Food Bank, this kitchen captures large amounts of local food waste, processing and redistributing it to the community members in need. The center is supported by food bank staff, volunteers, and WSU affiliated staff who work together to procure local products from regional farms. The resulting food is distributed to schools, nursing homes, and other community organizations, thereby significantly increasing access to healthy food and improving community health and reducing hunger in the region. Clea has also been recognized for her role in supporting a thriving agricultural sector across Clallam, Jefferson, and Kitsap counties. As founding member of the WSU Extension Regional Small Farms Program, her creative vision and commitment to collaboration have played a pivotal role in building a successful program. The program has had a meaningful impact on farmers and agricultural community by providing access to educational opportunities, facilitating place-based networking and community development, applying research, advocating resources to farms and infrastructure, and in strengthening the local and regional food system. Thank you very much.
Clea Rome, please come up to receive your award.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a cool event. Cool women doing cool things. It's great to be here and I feel very, very honored and especially honored to be nominated by my team. They mean so much to me. I feel just so lucky every day to work with this incredible group of people, mainly women, who are so passionate and committed and creative and funny. I learn from them every day. And much of the work that Melanie talked about, that's that's our work. It's not my work. It's our work of our team. And I feel very lucky for it. I also feel really lucky that throughout my life, really at key moments, I had important mentors that helped me guide the way. And I'm sure every woman here who's been nominated for this can speak to that too, how important mentors are. One in particular here at WSU is Deborah Hansen, Professor Deborah Hansen, who has been a model for me in terms of just dedicating so much of her time to helping women navigate the maze of academia. And I've learned so much from her. I've learned a lot from my mentor, Terry Brown at the University of Michigan, who really taught me about what it means to be a compassionate and empathetic leader. And I try and model that every day. And I would be remiss not to mention my older sister, Elia, who is a font of knowledge and way more put together at any moment than I ever will be. And so always receive important words of wisdom from her. So I'm also really thankful for the commission and the work that you're doing to elevate women's voices. I feel like it's especially critical right now as we go forward. And I feel very honored to work for a university that's committed to equity and committed to diversity, and proud to be here. So thank you.
Wow, such a beautiful event. And it's fantastic to see our winners, our nominators. And even though it's like Women of Distinction event, but it's wonderful to see our nominators like who are here, who are from the other side, like male nominators. Thank you so much for like nominating our wonderful, deserving winners today. Thank you. And thank you, Erica, for giving me this opportunity to co-chair with you. It has been a wonderful journey and a beautiful one, I should say. I truly enjoy being a part of this event. So on that note, I would like to introduce you to the nominator who will announce the winner of Women of Distinction in the staff category. So Ben Calibretta, Director of WSU Center for Civic Engagement, if you can come over and announce our winner.
Thank you. So, as I said, my name is Ben Calibretta. I work with Jessica Peroni at the Washington State University Center for Civic Engagement. And I'm honored that I get to talk about her and introduce her for this award. In her work at the CCE, Jessica demonstrates a commitment to developing quality community engagement experiences for students, faculty, and community partners. She is passionate about community engagement and is collaborative and creative in bringing people together and addressing community issues. Jessica takes a proactive approach in educating colleagues, including faculty, staff, and administrators. Her approach ensures that others better understand the value of community engagement, and so that they use best practices, like the principles of partnership when engaging with community. Jessica plays an important role in advancing community engagement at the institutional level, and her work has led to significant positive impacts for students and the community. Later this week, Jessica will be recognized for her work in our field with the Community Engaged Professional Award at the Western Region Continuums of Service Conference. And I just wanted to point that out. That hasn't happened yet, but pretty excited about that too. I would like to read 2 excerpts from letters of recommendation that highlight Jessica's impact, both on campus and in the community. First, from Dr. Samantha Swindell, the Associate Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, with whom Jessica collaborated to incorporate service learning into Psychology 105 through the Launch program. Her commitment to the mission of service learning, coupled with her deep passion for students' personal growth and development, is evident throughout our venture together. As Assistant Director of the CCE, she is exceedingly positive, collaborative, gracious with her feedback and recommendations, and always receptive to new ideas. In brief, she was reliably willing to do all that she could to ensure our collaboration was a success. Implementing a project on this scale was a big lift, but working with Jessica made it feel both achievable and rewarding. Now, from Allison Montrotolo, a local community member and co-chair of the College Hill Association. Jessica has become involved in 2 important community initiatives, the Town Gown Collaborative and Pullman 2040. To say Jessica has become involved is an understatement, as Jessica serves on the leadership team of Pullman 2040 and is chair of one of the Town Gowns subcommittees. Under her leadership, Pullman 2040 obtained grant funding that has brought the community heart and soul model of community development to Pullman. Jessica has created an excellent foundation, the start of a new era here in Pullman. As you can see, Jessica has made quite an impact at WSU and in Pullman. And I personally consider myself lucky to have worked with her over the past 8.5 years. It's my pleasure to introduce Jessica Peroni as a 2025 Woman of Distinction.
Got my glasses. Well, I'm incredibly honored and deeply humbled to be here today as the recipient of a Woman of Distinction Award. To be recognized in this way is both really overwhelming and re-energizing, and I'm truly grateful. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to Ben Calabretta, Sam Swindell, and Allison Monchertolo for nominating me for this really meaningful recognition. I'm learning so much from each of you and alongside you every single day. To be counted among such remarkable and inspiring women is an incredible privilege. I absolutely want to express my deepest gratitude to my family. Your unwavering support, patience, and countless times you've offered your input has been an invaluable source of strength and encouragement. Your belief in me, even during the most challenging moments, has kept me grounded and motivated to persist. Now, if you work with me for any length of time, you've probably experienced a sense of fear flash across your face when I excitedly show up at your door or inbox and say, hey, I have this idea. I know it well. It's the perfect mix of curiosity with mild panic. Because sometimes I understand my ideas do come with big, bold, and occasionally chaotic energy. The best way to explore these ideas is definitely through collaboration by developing a shared vision and goals with teams of creative, driven, and passionate people such as yourself. Last summer, I had the opportunity to participate in a leadership program called High Performance Leadership Academy. I was reminded again that leadership is an ongoing process. It's about having managerial courage to try new and innovative possibilities. It means having the strength to challenge the status quo, advocate for what is right, and remain true to your values, even when it is uncomfortable. The best way to explore these new ideas with teams of talented and motivated people like you all. This program gave me so many impactful takeaways that I've posted several of them on my bulletin board to serve as daily reminders for when I have those new idea moments. I'd like to share the top 4 takeaways with you. They may resonate with you as well. First, lead with it can be done mindset. This fuels creativity, optimism, and resilience for yourself and those working alongside you. 2, be careful what you choose and you might just get it. A reminder to be intentional with your thought and goals. Number 3, what got you here won't keep you here. Growth requires intentionality, personal responsibility, adaptability, and a willingness to explore new growth opportunities for yourself. This phrase emphasizes the need for continuous adaptation and personal innovation. The strategies that worked in the past may no longer be effective, and the progress requires transformation, not just refinement of existing approaches. And 4, don't try to boil the ocean. Rather, focus on moving 3 tasks 1 mile rather than 30 tasks 1 inch, and prioritize meaningful progress over scattered effort. For me, being a woman of distinction means using my voice and energy to uplift others. Let's not also to forget to advocate for ourselves with equal amount of passion. I am committed to creating spaces where diversity thrives, mentoring the next generation, and leading with courage, action, and compassion. This means I remain committed to growing alongside those I lead, and maybe even convincing them to embrace a few of my wild ideas along the way. Thank you again for this incredible honor. Let's
keep inspiring, supporting, and empowering one another. And I encourage you all to share your ideas boldly and to find a team that's excited to explore them with you. Together, we all can create a lasting change. Thank you.
Okay, so moving on to graduate student category, and I would like to introduce you to the nominator who will announce the winner of Women of Distinction in graduate student category. And that is our own Dr. Jessica Perrone, Assistant Director of Engaged Learning, WSU Center for Civic Engagement.
Hello again. So I am really excited to celebrate Yemi's remarkable journey and outstanding contributions with you all today. Yemi's influence extends far beyond her many academic and professional achievements. On a daily basis, she's a beacon of positivity, optimism, and integrity. Leaving behind her successful career as an educational professional in Nigeria, Yemi and her family made a bold decision to move to Pullman with their 3 daughters and husband to pursue a PhD in educational psychology. This courageous leap, balancing the demands of parenthood, family life, relocation to a new country, and starting a new journey as an international graduate student, and balancing rigorous academic work is award-worthy in itself. Her leadership is evident in her mentorship of students, collaboration with colleagues, and her role as a peer mentor and graduate ambassador. Her involvement in the Pullman Community Heart and Soul project leadership team, where she's helping to create a sustainable and thriving future for Pullman. Through her work with service learning initiatives at the CCE, Yemi has fostered meaningful partnerships with community partners, faculty, and students on the Pullman and global campuses that are addressing community-identified goals, promoting social responsibility, and bridging gaps in equity. Yemi's compassion also shines through her contributions in programs like Cougs for Recovery and WSU Roar, where she supports individuals overcoming personal challenges. A.G. Rudd, who's a distinguished professor in the College of Education, co-nominated Yemi for this award with me, and he stated, "I'm pleased to write this letter of support for a Woman of Distinction Award. Yemi took a graduate course with me, which is a rigorous doctoral course required of all doctoral students. She earned an A, and she's also done extensive study and national presentations on assessment." Ben Calabretta, the director of the CCE, who also wrote a letter of support for Yemi, stated that Yemi began working at the CCE in August of 23 as a student employee graduate assistant, and I immediately saw her potential. In her capacity, she has actively contributed to enhancing our service learning programs, demonstrating her experience in curriculum development, data management, and program evaluation. Her capabilities as an educator are commendable, and she has adeptly facilitated classroom reflection discussions, significantly enriching the students' learning experience. Yemi's involvement has been pivotal in advancing our mission, bringing forth innovative approaches, and fostering a more profound understanding among students. With over 20 years of experience in education, Yemi's professional impact is immeasurable. Prior to working in the United States, Yemi held leadership roles at the Supreme Education Foundation schools in Nigeria, where she developed innovative curricula, led teacher development workshops, and coordinated inclusive learning strategies that improved outcomes. I can genuinely say that Yemi's enthusiasm is contagious, making us all fortunate to have the opportunity to work alongside her. These are just a few examples of her remarkable resilience, determination, and unwavering commitment to growth in herself and those around her. Her dedication to education, equity, and inclusion, and her inspiring leadership make her an exceptionally deserving recipient of the Woman of Distinction Award.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am so honored to be a recipient of this award. And on that note, I extend my heartfelt thanks to the President's Commission on the Status of Women for this recognition. I'd like to say thank you so much, Jessica, Veronique. You are one of a kind. I'd like to offer my special thanks to Jessica once again for nominating me, and to the distinguished Professor Rod, Dr. Katie Forsyth, and Ben Calibretha. He's an amazing director at the Center for Civic Engagement. I appreciate every one of you. I also want to acknowledge everyone who has worked with me on this journey. Again, for those of you that meeting me for the first time, my name is Oluyemi Soloniyo. I am a Nigeria graduate student in the Educational Psychology program at the College of Education. And thanks to all my College of Education folks in the audience. I'm also a mother of 3 girls. They are in the audience too. Thank you so much for coming. As an international student, a woman of color, and of course, in WSU, might be a challenge. But because of these wonderful people I have with me, every step of the way is like a limelight to move ahead. Though I am currently a graduate student, just like Jessica mentioned earlier, I bring over 2 decades of experience in education, from leading schools in Nigeria to my current role as a student, researcher, and evaluator here at the WSU. My work centers on bridging research and practice to create meaningful learning experiences for the underserved. As a graduate student researcher, I have contributed to federally funded projects, authored technical evaluation report, and support educator and student development across peers. But a significant part of my work has been working with the Center for Civic Engagement. Thank you so much for where I've been honored to collaborate with faculties and students, both in Pullman, Vancouver, and the global campuses, in a bid to design and implement service learning projects that address community identified needs. And on that note, I must say that prior to working with the Center for Civic Engagement, I really didn't see the part of me that is, that aims to work with community identified needs. But one goal of the Center for Civic Engagement is to bridge gaps, and that I have been working with these amazing individuals. These programs that I mentioned promote civic responsibility, deepen student learning, and foster meaningful community partnership across Washington, Idaho, and other states in the United States. And recently, I've also been honored to work with the Global Cougar Leadership Program, where guide me to mentor underrepresented students, helping them build leadership skills grounded in service, reflection, and cultural awareness. My academic and professional work has always been centered on empowering communities and advancing social responsibilities, especially for women and students from historically marginalized backgrounds. I aim to continue my research with practice in ways that drive policy changes, foster inclusiveness and diversity, and of course, to promote lifelong learning. I am deeply grateful to my former advisor, distinguished Professor Michael Trevising, my current advisor, Dr. Chad Gotch, and all the professors at the College of Education. You are all wonderful. I also want to mention my mentor, Dr. Aisha Boyce from the Arizona State University. When I felt that it is impossible for a woman of color to thrive in evaluation, she told me, no way, there's a room for you. And then she's been helping me, guiding me, and not leaving me to be on my own as a graduate student and international student. I'll say thank you, Dr. Aisha Boyce. If you are watching right now, I appreciate your mentorship. I am also thankful to my colleagues at the College of Education, Rose. Right from the first semester, she's been there. Thank you so much for everything. Whenever I am stuck, I call upon her and she answers. Thank you to all my colleagues at the Center for Civic Engagement for your collaboration. And to the leadership at the Center for Civic Engagement, once again, I want to say thank you for your unwavering support in making this meaningful to me. Most of all, I would like to thank my family and friends, they are also in the audience, whose constant encouragement and support have made this journey possible. This award is not only a personal honor, it is a recognition of the community I serve, the students I mentor, and the collective impact we create when we lead with a heart and with purpose. As the late Dr. Maya Angelou once said, when you learn, teach. When you get, give. I remain committed to the transformative power of education and service, and to continue in this work of building stronger, more connective communities in Pullman and its environment. Thank you, everyone.
Hey. So now from graduate student, of course, we are moving to undergraduate student category, and I would like to introduce you to the nominator who will announce the winner of Women of Distinction in undergraduate student category. So Kathy Behrman, Dr. Kathy Behrman, Professor, School of Biology Sciences. If you can please come and introduce our undergrad student.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kathy Bierman, and I'm a faculty member in the School of Biological Sciences. As a faculty, we hope to set a good example for our students, and through our teaching, our mentorship and guidance, that they'll learn and grow. But every so often, we're reminded that learning is a two-way street. We meet students whose character, actions, determination inspire us and teach us. Yesenia Cortez is one of those students. As a first-generation Latina student majoring in biology with a focus in medical sciences, Yesenia's determination is evident in both her academic achievements and her unwavering commitment to mentorship and service. She understands the challenges students face, but particularly from underrepresented backgrounds. As a Latina in STEM, Yesenia understands the importance of representation and the barriers that so many face in these fields. But rather than waiting for change, Yesenia takes it upon herself to create change. Yesenia founded the Association for Women in STEM, building a space where women, particularly those from underrepresented backgrounds, could find mentorship, community, and support. Under her leadership, the organization grew more than 200 active members, offering career-building workshops, research nights, and invaluable guidance for students finding their way in STEM. This year, she revived a tradition that had been lost during the COVID pandemic, Women in STEM Week, drawing over 200 people together for inspiring an evening of connection and celebration. Yesenia not only organized the event, but stood before the crowd to deliver a powerful speech broadcasted live, symbolizing the very leadership and grace we honor today. Yesenia's impact extends well beyond WSU. As a participant in the WSU Hearts in Motion medical mission to Guatemala, she initiated a partnership with University of Idaho faculty and students that were majoring in apparel design and textiles. Together, this group of remarkable students made over 100 sustainable, reusable menstrual pads that were later distributed to women in Guatemala. As a native speaker, Yesenia was able to explain to women who might otherwise have no other resources how to use and care for the reusable menstrual pads. Closer to home, Yesenia builds bridges to the local community, mentoring students at Pullman High School and Lincoln Middle School, coaching young girls in anatomy, physiology, ecology, and immunology. She's inspired countless future women in STEM to believe in their potential. In every space she enters, be it in the lab, the classroom, or the community, Yesenia leads with empathy, humility, and compassion. Her research earned first place at the Showcase for Undergraduate Research and Creative Activities, otherwise known as CIRCA. In addition to her rigorous coursework, Yesenia has devoted hours of volunteer hours in health, clinics, research labs, and as a tutor to assist other students. Yesenia's story is one of resilience, service, determination, and strength. She is an exceptional scholar, leader, and advocate whose contributions have left a lasting impact on our campus, our community, and beyond. She represents the best of what we hope our students take away with them when they leave WSU. It is a great honor to introduce the truly remarkable Yesenia Cortez. Please join me in congratulating Yesenia, this year's recipient of the 2025 Woman of Distinction in the Undergraduate Student Platform.
Kathy, thank you so much for a very kind and humble introduction. My name is Yesenia Cortez. I would just like to say thank you so much for everyone being here tonight. Specifically, I would like to thank Kathy Bierman, Chelsea Bird, Dr. Guo, Emily Sablan, Natalie Yaw, and the Association for Women in STEM. Kathy, I would not be here today if it weren't for your nomination. I am very humbled that I crossed your mind when this opportunity arose. Everyone that I've listed has helped me significantly in my life and my academic journey here at WSU. Oh, I'm so, I'm sorry. I'm very honored. I'm very, very honored. Kathy, being on the Hearts in Motion program has allowed me to learn so much about myself and others, and also the medical community. That was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm so happy to have been able to join you for that. You are sweet, kind, resilient, and an amazing friend and also a mentor. I'm so happy to have met you. Another amazing person I've met on the Guatemala Hearts in Motion trip is Chelsea Bird. She is an absolutely astonishing woman representing the University of Idaho. She is kind, wise, funny, and honestly my inspiration for what I want to be when I grow up. You are the coolest adult that I know. I'm honored to have worked with you and been a part of your creative mission for the textiles and apparels at University of Idaho. I'm so happy to have built that bridge for the campuses together. Dr. Guo, thank you so much for taking me into your lab. You have allowed me to have the ability to truly call myself a scientist. You have helped me gain confidence in myself and also in my chemistry knowledge. I have gained confidence in not only how I am in presenting awards and also presenting my research, like Kathy mentioned at Circa. That was through Dr. Guo's teachings. I have been trusted to represent his name and also his team in various conferences on the country. I've represented in Texas, New Mexico, and also Washington State. Representing the Guo group is an honor, and to be a part of the chemistry department is an honor within itself as well. Emily Sablan, you are probably the first person I've met here who's truly believed in me in full faith. When I met you, I absolutely hated math, but you were an amazing teacher, and every class I took from that point forward, I received over 100 in. That was thanks to you and your confidence that you gave me. Not only did you believe in me academically, but you also believed in my character. Agreeing to be my faculty advisor when I had the idea of starting the club was a leap of faith that I cannot thank you enough for. The Association for Women in STEM is a club that I founded and I'm currently the president of. It's allowed me to meet other people, support women every day, and also to be a part of something bigger than myself. I want to thank everyone that's involved, my current cabinet, my vice president, my events coordinator, my secretary, everyone involved. You are all amazing. I couldn't do this without you. Not only are you guys a part of my leadership, but you're also my best friends. I'm so happy also to all of the faculty has helped out. Kathy, thank you as well for helping out at my club meetings and being a great personal mentor for the girls to look up to. Natalie, y'all, you have seen the best and worst of me. You are the bigger sister or the older sister I've always wanted and dreamed of. You teach me that you can be funny and cool and so smart and so professional and everything in one. So thank you for that. I can come to you with school troubles, family rants, funny memes on Instagram, relationship advice. Anything is free range in that office on the 6th floor. I am grateful that you've trusted me as your undergraduate mentee. I know that I was the first one that you took on, so thank you for that. It's a privilege. You are patient with me, but still give me the drive to be the best version of myself. You are kind. You are overall just a great person, so thank you. I would also like to say thank you for my family, my parents and my sister who flew from Dallas, Texas last night to be here today for this. Also, thank you to my family who's watching back home in Texas on the live stream. For my sister specifically, Alyssa, I do all of this for you. I care so much about you and I want to be a good big sister for you. I want to give you an inspiration to look up to as you head off to college soon. I hope that I've done that. To my parents, knowing that you guys will always have my back with all my crazy last minute crazy plans that I do, but knowing you'll still support me no matter what allows me to reach for the stars. The mindset that you've taught me, Dad and Mom, is to just try my best and be the best at everything if possible. I do everything to make you guys proud, and I want to show that being a first generation student can be something that is feasible, especially for you guys, because you've worked so hard to allow me to have this opportunity. Final thank you to just, again, Kathy, Chelsea, Dr. Guo, Emily, the Association for Women in STEM, Natalie, and to my family as well. I'm all honored. I'm extremely honored to have you all in my life, and I couldn't have done this or been nominated for this award without you all. I'm extremely grateful and again, humbled to represent the undergraduate category. Thank you so much. Okay.
So now I would like to introduce you to the nominators. There are two of them, Paige Collins, who is also Executive Director for the Council on Aging and Human Services, and Mary Lecoq, who is Cougar Food Pantry Coordinator, to present Women of Distinction in Community Partner category.
Little unsure if she was going to follow me up here or not. I'm Paige Collins, the Executive Director of the Council on Aging in Colfax. I wanted to, most of all, very first and foremost, share that Gail McNeely, who will tell you otherwise, is a shining example of a woman who has built community through service to others. And she will shake her head all throughout this little speech of mine, but you will hear Gail started as our pantry volunteer many years ago, before my time, which is 10, 15 years ago, maybe more. And even though she was working 20+ hours a week, she was still considered a volunteer at that time, moving food around Whitman County, working to make sure we had enough food to share with everyone who needed it, and communicating with all of the pantries and partners we work with to share resources. Gail finally agreed to become a paid employee of the Council on Aging in 2016. As she recognized that she had become much more than a hardworking volunteer, she was leading the charge to solve hunger insecurity in Whitman County. I tell people often I may sign the paychecks, but Gail is the boss. In the last 10 years, the volunteer corps coming from especially Wazoo through GivePulse gave us so many volunteers to the point where we were getting individuals and groups. Gail put all of them to work, made them all feel very necessary and very needed. She made them feel as though, and they were, making a true difference. Gail has also a core of volunteers from the community who probably average age is 70 something, who feel compelled to come in and help every week because Gail's amazing and undying leadership and dedication to feeding hungry families all over Whitman County. There are very few days you won't find Gail slipping into the pantry building to do something, organizing, sharing food, cleaning. Even on every single Monday holiday, when I tell her that we are closed, I see her car outside the pantry. Gail still comes to work. Gail shows up when emergency food is needed, rain or shine or snow. She works with the local schools to make sure that the students have food for the weekends and is very good at making sure she has what she needs in order to make sure everyone is covered. Gail has affected so many throughout Whitman County with her work for our communities. For many years, even her own family, that is now children, grandchildren of her own and others, have shown up when Gail needs assistance. Her grandkids have spent many an hour being voluntold for grandma, instilling service to others into their lives. In the last few years, Gail has been dealing with her husband's illness, still shows up for work, rain or shine, to make sure that everyone in this county has enough food. There is no one who compares to Gail McNeely when it comes to making a direct difference in the lives of families all over Whitman County, and we don't see her stopping anytime soon. Just some little factoids I pulled up this morning, and I myself was amazed. When I started with the Council on Aging in 2015, Gail had one nutrition truck, which was on its last leg. She was serving about 1,100 households and was distributing about 500,000 pounds of food throughout the county every year, which seems like a lot until you hear what she did last year. Last year in 2024, she served over 7,000 households every month. She has 2 nutrition trucks now. And last year, I looked this morning and was amazed to see that she and her people moved over 3 million pounds of food throughout Whitman County to feed hungry families. I kid you not, I have the evidence. So I want to, of course, Mary probably would love to say something too, but I just wanted to say thank you, Gail, and you. There is no one in my heart that deserves this more.
Okay, it's gonna be really short and sweet because I am not great at speeches or being professional. So I just wanted to say though, how much Gail is appreciated. Anyone who's worked in nonprofit world or especially food security, it is exhausting, soul sucking. I mean, super, super rewarding work. But somehow Gail still has a soul. She still comes in 7 days a week sometimes, like Paige said, even if she's asked not to, because you never know when the food's going to show up. And I have one pantry that I take care of, and it is exhausting. Gail's got 13 plus other pantries in the area. When they need food, she finds it for them. I don't think there's anything that's more important than serving the basic needs of people in our community. And Gail does that and goes above and beyond every single day. I don't know how you do it. You're like my hero, and I want to be more like you. So you're appreciated, and you touch so many people, whether you know it or not. You're amazing.
Thank you so much for all those kind words. And thank you all for this incredible honor, especially Paige and Mary for nominating me for this. And volunteering is not something you do for the recognition, and it's simply a passion of mine. Something very close to my heart, and seeing the impact my work has on the community is incredibly rewarding for me. Shortly after retiring from the school after 22 years as a parapro in 2012, I was asked to start volunteering at the Colfax Food Pantry, which I did. It looked a lot different back then. We were in the basement of an old grocery store that actually used to be a car dealership. And we were down in, I called it the dungeon. You had to go down a couple of ramps down into this dark basement. And let's see. And we had different clients back then. We were only serving about 30 people, and we were just pretty much just doing the commodities at that time. So they would come in and they would just get like a bag of stuff that was prepackaged. And then usually a package of chicken. And so, let's see here. And so, it was just in a dark, dirty basement, and we were, I thought it was an unpersonalized shopping experience. So, quickly I was asked to assume a leadership role at the pantry. And with this new position, I knew there was some fundamental changes that I wanted to make. And I really wanted to start a shopping model so that people could take actually food that they would actually eat. And this new model quickly made us outgrow our small space we occupied. And so our search for a new location began. And we were eventually able to find our current location. With more space to fill, we were able to act upon more food rescue opportunities. And when we started serving all of Whitman County, because before we only served people from Colfax 911. And when Paige came on board as our executive director, we just started serving anybody that showed up at our door that needed food. And when I first started volunteering there was just 3 of us that were doing it. And now we have grown to over 30 volunteers that I have. And they are wonderful, and there's no way that I could do this without them. And I have been very fortunate to have such an amazing executive director, Paige. She has helped me so much to guide and support me to make our food pantry what it is today. And I just so love what I do, and all the people that I've gotten to know, all the pantries, and just thank you very much.
such a heartwarming experience. Thank you, Gail, for everything that you do. It's like so heartwarming. Okay. So first of all, I would like to congratulate all our winners today. This is a very well-deserved award that you received today. And I would like to thank all our Women of Distinction Committee members who has unanimously, I should say, voted for you as a winner. Congratulations on that. And I would also like to thank our nominators, because that is something which you really identify, you see in the people who are working with you, and you bring recognition to them that they deserve. Thank you so much for that. So now for the last and most prestigious award of the afternoon, I would like to introduce you to the nominator who will announce the winner of 2025 Women of the Year, Dr. John Roll, who is also Professor and Vice Dean for Research Emeritus, Elson Floyd College of Medicine. Dr. John Roll, if you can come, please.
Thanks, Aisha. I'd like to offer my congratulations as well to all of today's winners. It gives me a great sense of gratitude to be part of the same community as all of you. Also like to do a shout out to Liam, our winner's son, who's watching online. I'm sure I want to just reiterate something you already know. Your mom is super cool. It is a great pleasure for me to make a few comments on this occasion. I don't know exactly when I met Naomi, Dr. Chater, but I'm certain that I've been impressed by her since that first meeting. Let me just give you a little bit of background on Naomi. She has a BS from the University of Victoria, honors with distinction. She has a PhD in clinical psychology from Washington State University. She had a pre-doctoral internship in clinical neuropsychology at Baylor College of Medicine. And she has a postdoctoral fellowship in clinical neuropsychology and rehabilitation psychology from the University of Washington. She is a licensed clinical psychologist and is a board certified clinical neuropsychologist by the American Board of Professional Psychology. Her current research is focused on the neuropsychology of type 1 diabetes, including glycemic variability and cognitive performance, diabetes related and other risk factors for cognitive decline and dementia, and 3, cognitive quality of life and emotional correlates of medical technology use in older adults. To me, the foundation of my admiration from Naomi is her embodiment of the academic tradition of excellence in research, teaching, and service. But for Naomi, that is just the foundation. She also has a compelling vision for equity. She wants everyone to succeed of their chosen path, and she works very hard to make those aspirations become a reality. I honestly don't think it matters to Naomi a bit if the person she is supporting is a student, a research assistant, a team member in their staff, a trial participant in a clinical trial, an assistant professor or regents professor. Each person will receive her undivided attention and support as they navigate their own chosen path. A little bit more on her work. Dr. Chater has been funded by NIH since 2006. She publishes in some of the highest quality journals that exist. Even if you're not in the field of medical sciences, I bet you'll recognize the names of Lancet, New England Journal of Medicine, Journal of American Medical Association, or JAMA. Her work has without question improved and preserved lives. She is a wonderful teacher and a mentor and a role model. All students and junior colleagues have deep appreciation for her, but she is perhaps most impactful in her support of junior women. When I asked for letters supporting this nomination, I had absolutely no shortage of takers, especially among the junior faculty in our department. She's won many awards. I'm going to be happy to mention this one next time I get to introduce her. Just a few. She's won the Outstanding Contribution to Equity from the College of Medicine. She's won the Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Research for WSU Spokane. And she was an inaugural fellow of the Steve Gleason Institute for Neuroscience. Finally, in her role as chair of Community and Behavioral Health, she is a thoughtful, decisive, compassionate leader. She has one foot in the faculty experience and one foot in the administrative experience and bridges them with grace. In my entire career, I've never seen anyone perform the chair role more effectively or with more grace. It is a true pleasure to introduce our Woman of Distinction Award winner, Dr. Naomi Chater.
Wow, that was very nice. Thank you, John. So I'm normally used to a PowerPoint slide to accompany this, so I'm actually going to try to read. So when I came to WSU Spokane 10 years ago, the first talk that I gave was on gender equity in medicine. At that time, 50% of assistant professors were women, yet only 15% of department chairs were. It's now 25%. I'm one of them, better, but still only halfway there. So John Roll was one of the few men that went to that talk, and he asked some really good questions. He knows that gender equity is not a women's issue. It's everyone's responsibility. Men need to use their privilege to change the systems they are a part of and make sure that they don't exclude women. John was the first person to ask me if I thought about being an administrator, long before I had any interest in it. When I finally relented, he did everything he could to make sure I was successful. Thanks, John. The other man that I want to thank is my husband, Mike, who's sitting over there. Behind every great woman is a man who gets out of her way. He does his own laundry, cleans up after dinner, and does all the baking in our house, and none of the manual labor. Having a dual academic family isn't always easy, but I think we do a pretty good job of prioritizing both of our careers and showing our boys, hi Liam, what an equitable marriage looks like. To the women who supported my nomination, Dooney, Liat, Julianne, Casey, who's here, you're all amazing. Thank you. As your department chair, I have tried to create an environment where women are trusted to figure out a work life that works for them. That may mean staying home with a sick kid, working on weekends to meet a deadline, or never working on weekends. My main goal is to make sure women are able to stay, that they aren't forced to choose between their work and family, health, or happiness, that they can rise up the ranks and be able to change the system. So one last thing, I actually received the email telling me about this award while I was watching the announcement for WSU's first woman president. While it's a huge honor to receive this award, I hope that at some point there won't be a need for awards dedicated to women, that women will be recognized for their accomplishments just as often as men are. And I hope that at some point we will have gotten beyond all the first women, including the first woman president. Thank you, everyone.
I too believe that we are on a path to not having separate awards one day. Thank you, Dr. Chater. I've really been looking forward to this event. It's one of the highlights of my year. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be inspired by all of you today. I heard some really important themes around living our values, living on purpose, and living in service to our community. And it's a fact that without living our values, it's a pretty miserable place to be. It's the root of stress, it's the root of discomfort, and it's the root of disharmony. So thank you to all of you for your commitment to those things. It's a really important time to shine a light on that. And I appreciate you being here in celebration of that together today. As we close, I want to thank our co-chairs of not just planning for the event, but leading the group that read all the nominations, Erica Crespi and Aisha Ahmed. Thank you. Thank you also to our colleagues who've made it possible for us to be able to stream this event across our system. I think with a great increasing acuity and teamwork, we're finding ways to be inclusive across the system with limited resources and through creativity. So thank you. Thank you also to the Washington State University Alumni Association team for hosting us in this beautiful facility, and to the catering team who's out there, who, if you didn't notice, are also folks who are students, and this is an additional job for them. So thank you for making it beautiful and welcoming for us. I have a couple of things I'd like to announce really quickly in closing. I am outgoing as the chairperson of the President's Commission on the Status of Women, and when we return in the fall, Chelsea Leachman will become the president, or the chair, excuse me, I keep mixing up president, chair of the Commission for the Status of Women, and I look forward to supporting her as the outgoing chair over the next year. We are looking for interested members. You will see some things come out in the WSU Insider and announcements inviting people to be a part of the commission. And it is noble work, and I do encourage you to participate if you have not before. Before we leave today, I just want to remind everyone here that this is a really important time to be celebrating our shared accomplishments and the accomplishments of individuals who make up our community. It's a privilege and an honor for me to have been here now a quarter of a century, and to have seen all of the efforts and to have met all of you and seen the work that you've done, even if I haven't met all of you. And as a reminder to all of us as we leave today, our work matters. Our values matter, and our commitment to them and to one another matters. So thank you for doing what matters. Go Cougs.